Hi. So last night in our Zoom meeting, we talked about how to do a web search. So let's just do a basic web search, and hopefully this will help people to find the information they need. So I'm just going to choose management and leadership. And Danielle, sorry, that was my phone, is working on peer coaching. So let's look at peer coaching. And when we look at peer coaching, see we have 66,000 documents, and that's way too many. So what we want to do is link to full text because you want things that are available to you, ones that are in the library collection, and most importantly, you want peer reviewed. So that should narrow it down. All right, that narrows it down to about 20,000. We don't want anything that's this old, so we're going to go to about 2,000. You might want to narrow it down a little bit more, and that should put us, okay, that took a 2,000 off. We want to do academic journals. Reviews are book reviews. Those are not helpful, but we do want conference materials. So that might be something somebody presented at a conference. So this is our what we're looking at so far, and still not narrowed down quite a lot. So our subject, we want to look at leadership. And let's see what other choices we have. Mentoring and coaching are not the same thing, but we might want to see what's there. Leadership development. Let's see what else might be interesting. I think emotional intelligence might be interesting. Obviously coaching, and say update. So now we're down to 105, which is pretty good. One thing that I notice is that, okay, so they're all in English. Is that when we look at the keywords, sometimes when we think about coaching, we think about job coaching. So we want to reduce those as well. So if you go to advanced search, we could say and not. So wait a minute, let me go back. So we have voc rehab services. So those are people who are impaired, who need to have job coaches come in, job development people. So let's go to advanced search. So we still want peer coaches. We would say and not vocational. And hopefully our other things stuck. They don't always stick. So let's say search. So we have to go back again and do all of these. We can do short, show more. Not really. I mean, I think some of the, yeah. I was thinking there could be books, but that might be in another place. So, subjects. We want to do leadership. We want to do, and these you'll sort of figure out as you go along, sort of what is the best based on what areas you want to look at. And you'll notice some of the things we had a little earlier are now gone as options. Okay. So we went from 105 to 1,200. I'm not really sure how that happened. Let me see, English. So these are all the things that we're using in our search. Peer coaching, not conference materials, English. These are our years. And those are our topics. I don't know how that equals 1,200, but it does. So then that's where to start. And what I often do is I'll go through and I'll find a bunch of documents that I like, and then I'll save them to a file. And then, so sort of doing harvesting and then going back and reviewing. So say we were going to look at this article. One interesting thing is this is this journal. So sometimes you get a lot of articles in the same journal that are interesting to you. This is for health coaching. Doesn't mean it doesn't have some interesting materials, because it will still talk about what peer coaching is. So that's also interesting. As you go through, you'll find some quotes and some information that's interesting. And these are the people who were cited. So when you get to the end of the article, just kind of keep a note or mental notes of those. Here's the conclusion. You might be able to go back and look at what they use as resources, which might be helpful. You might see the same names come up again and again. And in the conclusions of the articles, it usually will tell you where there's some more need for research, and you're going to include that in your piece. But that might clue you into what you need to look at. There's also normally keywords, and I don't actually see those here. Oh, so these are the keywords or subject terms, and sometimes the author will supply them and sometimes the journal will supply them. I think you can go either way. I'm not really sure the value of this. You can see how much has been used and cited, but is it really important? I'm not really sure. So if I'm looking at these articles supporting your peers, this one might be interesting. Here are some keywords you may want to look at. This is in higher ed, right, and lifelong learning. So this is the journal. And then you might just poke around and see what other things were there that might be interesting. So that's a place to start. I hope that was informative for you. And let me know what your questions are, okay?